Hello, my name is Kelly Bluen. I am a certified Zentangle teacher. Welcome to day 2 of the Fragment of Your Imagination challenge. So day 2 is done in a circle, and it says, take your pen around the orb with Rosies. Maybe it's Rossies. Rossies by Ross Badcock CZT. I think it's Rossies. All right, so just check this out. Look at how pretty that is. It has these like little paisley type patterns that just sort of like hug each other. I love that. Okay, so for today's, I have 5, which means we get to do it a whole bunch of times, which is good because this one's a little bit tricky and has so many variations. So I'm gonna zoom in a bit for you. All right, I'm using my Micron pen. I've got my graphite pencil and my blending tool. And then if you would like this printout, it is available below in the description of this video. You can download it for free and you can print it. I printed mine on just a light cardstock. Okay, all right, here we go. So for this one, we're doing these little paisley type patterns. And I'm going to do my first one just like they did on here. Okay, so I'm going to make mine look just like that. So I'm going to start up here in the corner. And I'm going to let my pen travel along the circle like this. And then once I get about here, I'm going to give it a nice big round curve and come back in. It's almost like a little raindrop or a teardrop. So cute. Then I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to go around the circle this way. And it doesn't have to line up exactly. It can come and be a little bit bigger if you want. It could be exactly even if you want. Let's check out theirs. So they did it where this one was a little bit bigger than this one. So however it works for you, but look at how close they have them almost touching, really using up that circle. So I'm going to come this way, give it a nice big round curve, and then go in. This one ended up a little bit bigger than this one, and I love that. It looks like a marble, doesn't it? Okay, then they filled in this area in between the two with a cute little miniature one. And I'm going to show you this paper again because I love how it goes up the side here and kind of follows that line. And then it has this cute little curly Q at the end. So we're going to make the little teardrop shape and then add the curly Q. So cute. So we got this nice round bottom. We come up here and we come up on this side and then we give a little curl if you have room. If you don't, it's okay. And then for theirs, they added a little circle in each of those wider parts. What a cute little fragment. All right, I'm going to do it again right here on this one. And this time I'm going to start up in the upper right corner. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do these 2 on the side and a little one in the middle. So I'm going to come down this side, give it a nice big curve and come in. And then I'm going to go down this side and give it a nice big curve, almost touch that one, and come back down. And then in this little area here, I'm going to do a baby one. So it's going to come like this and like this, and then I'm going to give it a little curve if I have room, a little curly Q. I'm going to do the same thing, put those circles in those large areas. Are we getting the hang of it? Okay, so each of these fragments has a clickable area. So on Rossies, you can click on that and you can see the artist, Ross Badcock, and all the variations she does with it. So you, for each of these, do not have to just do this. You can play around, you can change the sizes, you can change what you put inside of them. So now we've got 3 more spots, and so we're going to play a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to do this one a little bit differently. I'm going to go down here to this bottom corner, and I'm going to begin with a teardrop shape in the middle. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to start on the very corner, and I'm going to come up here and go around, and then I'm going to like curl it in like that. So this side is more round, and then this one kind of goes in a little bit. It doesn't matter, we're just playing, so however yours turns out is fine. But instead of it being a tiny one in the middle, I've kind of taken up a big area of the middle. And then on these sides, I'm going to do the bottom part first, and I'm going to come from this area here. I'm going to come up along the side and fill that area and curl it. This next one's going to look a little bit different because it's not going to have this pretty little curved area to kind of go into, so it's just going to kind of come out here. And it might even be a little bit smaller because the space is smaller. So I'm going to come up the side, give it a little curve, and go in. And I like how these just sort of play with each other. They just kind of wrap around and within each other. So cute. I'm going to do this again over here. So I'm going to start on the far corner, and I'm going to go all the way over here, almost to the edge, and then come back. So I'm going to go like this and come back in, and then I'm going to give it a little curl down here. Just because we're playing with these fragments, we're playing with these ideas. Then I'm going to come this way and put one in here. And I'm going to go this way and put one in here. It's going to be really small, and that's okay. All right, I've got one more in the center, and I'm just going to keep playing, you guys. I just think it'll be fun to make like this little baby one that we did. What if we do that kind of big in here as our center, and it has a little curly Q on top? So I'm going to put a dot like right about there, and I'm going to put in a nice round, almost perfect teardrop. Then I'm going to add this big curl. You can do something completely different. It's okay. Then I'm going to fill these spaces, come up the side and curl down, come up the side here. And I've got a larger one and a smaller one. Just so fun to play with those shapes. And then in these top ones, we have these little circles. So let's do something different in these bottom two. Let's make these that flux design where you put in a line and a dot. So you come from that point and do a line and then a dot. A line and a dot. That looks pretty. Line and dot, line and dot. And this one in the middle, I think in the center here, I'm going to add a spiral. And then I'm going to do a spiral on each of these, even though it's kind of a small area. Look at how pretty that looks. Okay, we did them. And now you could still even add more details if you wanted to put maybe some lines or texture, or you wanted to ink in around those. But what a fun way to play inside of a little circle or a little orb. Okay. If you wanted to still play within this little tile, you could add some of these curly kind of teardrop shapes outside of the circles, and that would look really cool. Or you could just add in some like little curls with your pen. Maybe I'll do that. I'll just put in some little curls just to kind of embellish it a little bit. That looks pretty. Do a couple more. And then we've just kind of finished up our tile. It looks so beautiful. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit of pencil. I'm gonna do a couple of shading things. So within circles, I typically don't shade inside of them. Like I don't shade in the individual little components. I just like to add shading along the inside of the outer edge. So if you have a different way to shade, please do that. This is what I like to do. Go right up against that inside. All the way around. Then I take my little blending tool and I soften those and I push them towards the middle of the circle. Isn't that pretty? And we leave that center area nice and light, and it kind of gives the effect of this marble type shape, right? Where the dark area is kind of bending down backwards and the light area is up on top. That's how I'll be shading most of my circle fragments. And there we go. Fragment 2, named Rossies, is done. I love these so far, and I will see you tomorrow for day 3. Thank you. Bye-bye.